In this video, I'm going to show how good volunteer geographic information can actually be by revealing the quality of the Namibia data set that was downloaded from OpenStreetMap. So I have an ArcMap open, and I loaded all of the layers that were available from OpenStreetMap as part of the extract that I just did, which was very easy. It was as easy as downloading data um, from Blackboard in lab on campus, except instead of whatever little tiny data set I provide for you to use in an exercise, we got all of the information about Namibia. So where's Namibia? I guess it's in Africa. So why don't we just locate it by turning on the roads layer, and there are all the roads of Namibia. Using the zoom, right-clicking on the layer and asking for zoom to layer, we see that there's quite an extensive road network, and this must really be a reporting of roads down to the smallest possible detail, because Namibia is a very, very low population country with only like 1.5 million people in the entire country. So there's not many people there, and in some places there's nobody at all. This is the part of the world called the Skeleton Coast, which is one of the driest deserts anywhere. Let's see what the detail of these streets look like as we zoom in on maybe a developed area. So we'll give it a chance to catch up. This is a city, and clearly we have some fairly awesome mapping available for Namibia, as far away and exotic and remote as that might sound to us. We have great road maps. Why don't I change the colors of these roads to make them more evident? So there's all the roads and all the detail of the roads, and we can see that this is a very populated area, and probably a quarter of the people in Namibia live in this particular metropolis. So zooming in, we see some real detail here. And another thing one always likes to check at the time of getting a new data set. Oh my goodness, it even has a service road and a major highway with a service road, etc. It's always good to check the attributes. So we'll see what attributes we have. And we do have, on many of these roads, we have names. We have some sort of a coding system, which would probably have to be looked up. We do have a description of how significant the road is, and in many cases people have been able to report a speed limit if there is one, and if it exists, certainly in metric units. So many of these roads perhaps might not really even have a posted speed limit, therefore all zeros. And we also have information about whether a particular road segment is a bridge, a tunnel, a one-way street. This is really pretty exceptional information, and this is as good or better than you can get anywhere in the world, no matter how much you're willing to pay or how rich a country you are. And here it is, all available through the process of volunteer geographic information. So that's pretty good. The attributes are very good. Let's look at some of these other attributes. I will turn off the roads and zoom back to the extent of the whole country. It also has railways, which don't show up very well. I'll turn off the base map to show them. So there is some sort of a rail network connecting major areas that's been recorded. The entire stream network, the hydrologic network, is reported, and it seems to be very uneven. So, but I don't know the hydrology of this particular area, so I couldn't say whether it's a mapping issue or a development issue. This seems to be an exceptionally dense network of streams in this one area, so perhaps that's a result of overzealous mapping here, and people haven't gotten around to other parts of the country. That I don't know. There's also available in this data set buildings with building outlines, which apparently wrong click, open attribute table. Apparently there are 34,701 buildings have been mapped, building footprints. So perhaps we can zoom in on some concentration of buildings here and see what this looks like on top of an imagery map. And it looks like in many cases buildings have been mapped pretty extensively, and it also looks like in some cases buildings have not been mapped extensively. So this data set does seem to be living up to its name, and that of a street map, and the street map seems to be very complete. And in fact the volunteer leaders of OpenStreetMap push and suggest their volunteers into street-related data collecting. So we wouldn't count on all of the building footprints being no building footprints in this particular area, even though there clearly are buildings visible. I wouldn't count on all the buildings being present. Land use, and it looks like a scattered notable land uses have been reported. Natural areas, some scattered important natural areas have been mapped. So waterways, perhaps railroads, definitely roads have been carefully mapped. Also points of interest and geographic places also are extremely well mapped in this data set. In the case of places, there are 1,267 places mapped: villages, towns, cities, hamlets, neighborhoods, suburbs, remote dwellings. In the data set of points, opening the attribute table shows that there are 7,000 points of interest: attraction, traffic signal, bus stop, restaurant. These are going to be very significantly volunteered, so only if there was somebody particularly interested at a particular time would these have been mapped. So these are not all the places or points in Namibia. However, the road network, pretty darn amazing, especially given that it has identify tool, shows that the attributes are pretty complete: bridge, tunnel, one-way road, secondary, speeds, Nelson Mandela Avenue, very good name for it. And I think I'm going to close this video at that point and then talk about your contribution to open mapping in the next video.